Hi, first graders. Mrs. Maris is back for some more math learning today. And so we've been working on number patterns. And a few days ago, we worked on counting by ones. And yesterday, we worked on counting by tens. And both times, we've been using that 120 chart to really help us and kind of follow along as we're counting. So today, we're going to kind of put both of those things together. And let's listen to our essential question.
How can you use different ways to write a number as 10 and ones?
So we're going to be thinking about during this lesson and during your work, how can you use different ways to write a number as 10 and ones? So we're going to get started and see what in the world she means by that.
Hi there! Look at these beautiful yellow flowers. Let's count them. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 yellow flowers. Wow, 12 beautiful flowers. I wonder how we can group them. Click to find out.
So she's going to group them in a different way, which means basically she's going to organize them in a way that our brain can figure out how many there is in a snap like that.
Look, there are 2 groups. I wonder if we can use these groups to write 12 a different way. Let's find out.
So friends, she counted by ones to figure out how many there were. But if you remember when she highlighted them in a different way, she did this. So I'm going to try and use a tool. Here, bear with Mrs. Maris. I've never used it before. Okay, here we go. So she highlighted these top 2 rows. Does that look familiar to anyone? Mrs. Maris is going to draw now to see if it helps you out anymore. What if I drew, oopsies, and bear with me, first grade, this is the first time I've ever used this tool. Okay. What if I draw like this? And it's very messy because it's hard for me to draw like that. But what if I do this? Is this starting to look familiar to anybody? When I draw this final line, it should. Even though Mrs. Maris made a mess of it and it's my first time, so each time it will get better. That should kind of look like a 10 frame to you. And it's full of 10 flowers. So, do we have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? No way. We can grab 10 and count on. So 10, 11, 12. So we counted tens and 1, 2 more. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that, and we're going to move on and see what they've got for us coming up. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys. I think each time I use the marker, it will get a little bit better. All right, let's see what they've got next.
Let's use 10 frames to show numbers. Tim has 10 pennies. He gets 3 more pennies. You can use 10 frames to show how many pennies Tim has now. First, let's fill each square in the first 10 frame with a penny to show 10.
Okay, so just like we filled with the flowers, we're going to fill, and I don't want this. See, silly Mrs. Maris is going to keep doing this until I figure out. There we go. So we're going to put a penny in each 10 frame to fill the 10 frame and know that we have 10.
This shows the number of pennies Tim already has. But Tim gets 3 more pennies. How can we show this? We need to put the additional pennies into another 10 frame. So let's count out 3 more pennies. 1, 2, 3. There, we placed 3 more pennies. Let's count all the pennies to see how many Tim has now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's right. Now Tim has 13 pennies. When you use a 10 frame, you can find the total without counting each penny. Since the top 10 frame is full, you know there are 10 pennies. Then you can count on the 3 pennies in the bottom 10 frame for a total of 13.
So look at this is what they're saying, friends, and I'm going to keep trying to use the pen to get better at it. Let me pick a different color this time. They said up here, we know there's 10 pennies, right? Because the 10 frame is full, so we know there's 10, right? We don't have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can say 10. But down here, we can count 1, 2, 3. So we know we have 10, and we know we have 3. So 10, 11, 12, 13. That's how we can get 13. Another way we could figure this out, making connections to our addition, is 10, and watch what would happen if Mrs. Maris added right here, plus 3. Does this look familiar, friends? And 10 plus 3 more will equal 13. So there are so many connections in math, but this is one way that we're thinking about one group of 10 and 3 more. And thanks for bearing with me while I erase, because Mrs. Maris is having fun using these tools today, but I'm not awesome at them yet.
Let's find out more about 2-digit numbers. Here are 14 cubes. 14 is a 2-digit number because there are 2 digits. The 1 in 14 means 110, and the 4 in 14 means 4 ones. You can see this in the model. There is 110 and 4 ones. There are other ways to show the number 14. Click to see one way.
So before we move on, I want to explain to you guys what digits means. She said this is a 2-digit number. That just means there's 2 numbers in the whole number. So the number 1 all by itself, if we would take away 4, the number 1 all by itself is, just think of the 1, a 1-digit number, because it only has 1 number. But together, the 14 is a 2-digit number, which just means it has 2 numbers in the whole number, okay? So let's go ahead and see how they do it a different way.
14 can be written as 110, 4 ones. Here's another way you can write 14. 10 ones plus 4 ones, or 10 plus 4. We've shown 4 ways to show the number 14. A 10 frame filled with cubes and 4 more cubes is one way. The number 14 is a second way. 110 and 4 ones is a third way. 10 plus 4 is a fourth way.
So friends, these all show the same thing, the same number, but it's just different ways to show it. So this should look familiar to you guys because on the last slide, Mrs. Maris was counting the pennies with you. I did this. I did 10 and 3 plus 3 more equals 13. This is the same thing. 10 plus 4 more equals 14. There's one group of 10s and 4 ones. or you could just write it as 14. It all means the same thing.
Now let's practice with the personal math trainer.
All right, let's look at what the personal math trainer has for us today. Okay, it says Karen has 7 ones. Jimmy has 8 ones. They put all their ones together. Which choice shows the number they make? So Mrs. Maris wants to see if in our toolkit we have 10 frames. You know what? I don't see 10 frames, but I do see cubes. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. So it says Karen has 7 ones. I can show this like this. 1. Let's see if I can get it. 1, 2. What's the problem here? Well, you guys, I don't know why this one's not going to work. So I'm just going to use my, maybe we could try cubes. Okay, let's try this. If it doesn't work, then I'm just going to use my pen. So Karen has 7 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jimmy has 8 ones. So since it's a different person, I'm going to use a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so Karen has 7. Karen's are blue. And Jimmy has 8. Jimmy's are red. It says they put all their ones together. Which choice shows the number they make? So Mrs. Maris is going to press the join button and see if they join together. If not, we'll join them ourselves, okay? Okay, so I joined all the blues. We know the blues are 7, which are Karen's. Let's count on from 7 to see how many more we need to make 10, because we want to make a group of 10, okay? So 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's Karen's and some of Jimmy's, and that makes a whole group of 10. So we know we have one group of 10. Let's figure out how many ones we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's think about this, friends. If we have one group of 10 and 5 ones, how many do we have? Let's look at the choices. It says 5 10s and 1 1. Is that what we have? Well, no, we said we have 1 10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So let's keep looking for that. 0 10s and 5 ones? No. And 1 10 and 5 ones. Yes, that's what we figured out. So let's choose that and check our answer.
Fantastic!
Awesome job. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, great. It says, which choice shows the same number as the model? Okay, so let's think about what they're asking first. First, let's think about what the model shows. I see one group of 10, so I'm going to write that. Oopsies, sorry, friends. Mrs. Maris made a mistake. Okay, we're back. I have one group of 10, right? And let's see, how many ones? 1, 2. So 2 ones. Okay. So if I have 1 10 and 2 ones, let's count 10, 11, 12. So we know 10 plus 2 is 12. Let's find out which one makes sense. 1 10 and 2 ones, is that what we have? Yes, but let's read the others just to make sure. Do we have 2 10s and 1 1? Well, no, I only see one group of 10. Do we have 0 10s and 2 ones? No, that would only be 2. So we have 1 group of 10 and 2 ones.
Awesome!
All right, so you guys are going to today be working on some pages in your workbook, and I'm going to show you just to get you started. But you're going to be working on these 3 pages. Page 343, page 344, and look, here you're going to be doing the same thing that we did together. Find out how many groups of 10 and write it here. Find out how many ones and write it here. Then you're going to write 10 plus the 1 and write the answer, okay? And they show you a model up here. So this has 1 10, and it has 3 ones, which we can also write as 10 plus 3, which gives us 13. And then the last page you're going to do is page 345, and you're going to do the same thing there. So happy math. I hope you have fun growing your brain, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, first grade.